Pompey said he's been very open to letting his coaches pitch their new ideas for what this athletic complex should look like. So while Nick's condition and his wheelchair might set him apart from everyone else, when he's with his teammates, he's just another one of the guys. So while both mayors say they're being frugal about the way they put together this year's budget, that doesn't mean they're not still planning on ways to get things done for the future. For Tony and Matt, soccer brings good days and bad. Here in Ansonia, where the Hawks picked up their program record 14th victory of the season, it was a good day. But on the not-so-good days, somebody else gets involved. Former First Selectman Sue Cable intended the Streetscape project to help encourage economic development in the downtown area. But at least one business owner says it's done exactly the opposite.
Naugatuck High School is also receiving its long-awaited renovation project. Most of the work will be on the school building, but the entire athletic complex will also be revamped. Kyle Brennan tells us why the people responsible for planning the sports facilities are excited.
The Naugatuck Greyhounds are in full swing for the new spring season, which will be the last full season before the school's renovation begins this fall. The school's $80 million makeover is in its planning stage. School officials want to finish the project in 30 months, which they think is the most cost-effective target. But to do that, juggling the construction schedule with the sports schedule will be important.
Obviously, the smaller the time frame, the better for everybody involved, but it also kind of necessitates greater focus on where we're transplanting people while it's going on.
Construction will begin in November, with locker rooms being among the first projects. Work on the lower field for baseball and softball will start in spring 2013, which means the track will be torn up and Naughty will have all its meets on the road. Turf and an 8-lane track on the upper field, as well as work on the gyms and pool, will be finished in summer 2013 to avoid interrupting the fall schedule. The baseball and softball fields cannot be used in spring 2014 to allow them to set, forcing those teams to other fields in town for 1 year. Pompey said that the planning process has been fun for him because of the unique opportunity.
Anybody who's in any field of work, you always say, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, I wish it. So obviously within financial constraints, we've been able to do that.
Pompey said he's been very open to letting his coaches pitch their new ideas for what this athletic complex should look like.
We've had a couple meetings where I've had my coaches in, and because there's things they think about, details that I don't think about relative to their sports.
He knows we get around, we see a lot of different facilities, playing all over the state and everything, and a lot of different venues, so we appreciate that fact, and we're excited to be able to come in and have people listen to us and what we would like to see as a field for the Greyhound future.
Pompey said he's excited for what the end result should be.
The vision we have in mind and what we've laid out, it could be phenomenal.
What makes up a soccer team? There are forwards, midfielders, defenders, and goalkeepers. Coaches are important parts too. But for the Woodland Regional High School Hawks, there's another vital member of the squad. Kyle Brennan has more.
Go!
Nick Oliveira is a senior on the Woodland boys soccer team. Due to his cerebral palsy, he can't play the sport he loves. But when he wanted to be part of the squad as a freshman, Coach Tony Motino didn't hesitate.
He found immediately a way for me to be a part of the team, and our relationship and chemistry have just grown from there. So now it's like I'm his right-hand man.
He's my backbone. He's my assistant, and I run the place through him, and he sometimes agrees and disagrees.
Nick's dedication as team manager is something that Tony doesn't overlook.
He's every single game, every single practice, hasn't missed one all 4 years. He's been our manager. He's inspired to all our players here.
Sometimes inspiration takes a little tough love from Nick.
I'm harder on him than Tony is sometimes because I can't play, and I want to play so bad. So when I see it, I let him know so they don't do it again.
And even though Nick can be critical from the sideline, his teammates see him as one of them.
I just see Nick as almost a player in the team, except he just doesn't play in the team. He's always there. So when we get on the bus, we always ask, where's Nick, too? He's just another guy on the team to me.
These guys are great. They accepted me right from the beginning, and it's been a wonderful relationship ever since day one. So, and here we are, 4 years later.
So while Nick's condition and his wheelchair might set him apart from everyone else, when he's with his teammates, he's just another one of the guys.
The water in the Naugatuck River did not freeze this winter, but construction on a nearby sidewalk in Beacon Falls did. With the weather warming, though, the town is set to finish the pathway in the next few months. Still, some residents are not happy with the project. Kyle Brennan tells why.
While the Naugatuck River keeps rushing down the valley, Beacon Falls will soon be moving to finish the $1 million sidewalk that runs alongside. The project was planned in 2002, but work on the quarter-mile path did not begin until last fall, despite many who were not in favor of the spending. The sidewalk will cost a little more than $1 million. About 80% of the funding will come from federal and state grants, leaving at least $205,000 for the town to match. Beacon Falls started the project needing to find about $15,000 more in the town budget. Proponents of the streetscape hoped it would attract more visitors downtown. Bob Bradley, chairman of the Beacon Falls Merchants Association, is not sure how big an impact the sidewalk may have.
It's like doing advertising. You know, you put the ads out there, you hope that you're getting folks that are seeing them and coming in, but it's really hard to say, oh yeah, I can count 15 more customers that I got because of something or because something didn't occur.
Former First Selectman Sue Cable intended the streetscape project to help encourage economic development in the downtown area, but at least one business owner says it's done exactly the opposite.
They're taking away all the parking for the business down here. There's no parking for the people across the street, so they park over here. The package store next door, their business slowed down because there's only 2 spots here. There's nothing in front of my place. I had many people say they were coming, but with the barrels and the stuff here, they called up and said, we can't park, so we're not going to stop, and they go elsewhere to buy.
The current Board of Selectmen, which was not in office when the project was given final approval last summer, is trying to manage these problems while also figuring out how to best finish the sidewalk with limited spending.
We're just trying to work with the consulting engineers, contractor, and the state to try to make this project come in, hopefully with not too much more of a cost, but make it correct.
D'Amico said work should resume in early spring and be finished by May with grass, pavement, and lights. But there might be at least one lesson that some take from the project.
If you take a survey in this town, 90% of the people do not want this. We got to just be into the meetings more, and we got to watch where our money's going.
Thanks, Jen. Being winless after the first month of the season was probably not the position the Quinnipiac men's lacrosse team thought it would face, but the Bobcats were in that very spot entering their recent matchup with Binghamton. Bobcats and Bearcats squaring off in Hamden. Quinnipiac off to a fast start, 1-0 lead early on a goal by Mike Segal. Quinnipiac scores 2 more with a quick 3-0 lead. Binghamton comes right back. Ben Waldron with a quick strike, 3-1. Bearcats cut it, Bobcats still lead. DU stays hot in the second period, building up a 6-2 lead. Here's a long pass behind the net to hit Matt Deal right back in front. Brandon Wilbur with the goal. It's 7-2 Quinnipiac. Pretty nice and easy going in the first half for Quinnipiac. They score again soon after a turnover. Deal with the loose ball, gets it off to Jay Binkowski, who scores in the left side of the net. Keep that one in mind for later. It's an 8-4 Bobcats lead. Bearcats come back, though, tying the game up at 9. Matt Inzietti, late in the third quarter, scores the goal. Now moving on to the fourth, JT Hawk for Binghamton. Great footwork outside into Tyler Perrell. A 10-9 lead after that goal. Binghamton's first lead of the day. Sean Damboy's right back, though, for Quinnipiac. Great swim move up top, taking it all by himself. Bobcats back in front, 11-10. Bearcats, though, right back down the field. They tie it back up at 11, 1:07 to play in that goal by Hawk. Moments later, Binghamton's going to have the ball back again, moving it up top. They get a shot on from outside. Quinnipiac goalie Dylan Corey with the stop, then a scrum for the loose ball. Both these teams want the chance at a final possession. The Bobcats win it. And here we go. Jay Binkowski's going to do it all himself. Swim move up top, shoots, scores in the lower left side of the net. A 12-11 win for Quinnipiac. Men's lacrosse going to try to make it 2 in a row on Saturday at Mount St. Mary's. There are plenty more Bobcats in action this weekend. Tomorrow, baseball opens up a series at Central Connecticut, while tennis heads to Fairleigh Dickinson, and women's lacrosse hosts Mount St. Mary's. Women's golf is at a tournament at Monmouth before softball plays its home openers against Sacred Heart. So figuring out which rivalry is the best in sports is usually a never-ending debate. But the Kentucky-Louisville basketball feud stepped up its game this week before their Final Four meeting on Saturday. Police in Georgetown, Kentucky responded to a fan fight on Tuesday at a dialysis clinic.
I didn't talk to him about the ball game. I was talking to another guy about the ball. He's meddling and told me, shut up. And then give me the finger. I said, what? I'm not talking to you.
You know, I'm sitting there hooked up to a machine and I can't do anything.
And I went to him and I hit him. Didn't hit him at hard, but I hit him.
I'm just sorry it even happened. Hopefully he won't come in the same time I do anymore.
Red Sox and Yankees fans got to beat that one now. Mark and Jen, it's all yours. Students returned to Chardon High School in Ohio this morning after the deadly shooting rampage on Monday. Hundreds of students, most of them with their parents, walked from the main square in Chardon to the high school in memory of those who died in Monday's fatal shooting. T.J. Lane, a junior at the high school, is suspected of killing 3 students and wounding 2 others. Officials say Lane will likely be charged today.
Of course, 2012 is a presidential election year, but you might not know it by talking to some Quinnipiac students. Luciana Rouzier went around campus to see how much or how little students care about politics. Quinnipiac security might not be entering the Tour de France anytime soon, but they're hoping their new bike patrol turns out to be a tour de force. Sonia Groff has more.